Welcome to Learning to Code with Scratch, the Scratch Toolbox tutorial series brought to you by Robotics. Hey everybody, Lego Man Dan here. Welcome back to the Scratch Toolbox tutorial. This is episode 10 of 10, the final episode in the toolbox. Last time we got together, we showed you how to create a start screen for your game, how to make it look as professional as possible. And today we're going to add an instruction book to show you how to add instructions to your game. While it's neat to go online and play Scratch games, a lot of games don't take the time to show you what the exact steps are to play them, which keys move you, or what the goal is and how you get points. To make a professional looking game, you definitely want this component. To go ahead and do the instruction screen, you will have had to go through and complete episode 9 of our Scratch Toolbox tutorial. So if you have not done that, go ahead, go back and watch that video, build that part of the game, and then come back here and watch episode 10. For those of you that have done that, you should have loaded your game like I have it here. You will notice I have my Arctic background, my penguin, my fish. If I go ahead and hit my green flag, we get to the start game screen and we are ready to go. You can add some text in here as well. In my modified version of the game, I'll show you guys kind of my finished version. I call the game Fish Are Friends, Not Food. But you can kind of set yours up any way you want. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and create the button for the instructions. And that's actually going to be pretty simple. We're going to just go over here to our sprite, our start game sprite. We're going to right click and we're going to click duplicate. So now I have two exact versions of that code, but the problem is when I click on them, they disappear. So we need to go in and delete the code from our second one so we can actually move it around to get it set up. And obviously we don't want it to say start game, so we're going to go over here to the costumes. I'm going to click on the text for start game, going to delete it, and I'm going to type instructions. And you will notice when I do that, it's actually a little bit too big. So when I click off of it, I have the ability to resize it exactly where I want, adjust its position. Now I have two buttons, one for start game, one for instructions. I'll go back to my code and you can play around with exactly where you want to set this up. If you wanted to change colors, change fonts, change text, you can totally do all that. I'm going to keep mine simple so we can see kind of how to build the game. The other thing I'm going to do, because I have sprite 1 as start game, I'm going to change sprite 2 and just call it INS button for instruction button. And then this way they are named differently in case, again, you're building a bunch of sprites. You want to make sure they have the names so they are unique. We could change the start game sprite. I'm going to leave that alone for now. Let's go ahead and create the code we're going to need to activate and work the instruction button. We're going to use some events here, so let's go to the events circle. We're going to grab when green flag clicked and when this sprite clicked. First thing we're going to do is when the green flag is clicked, make sure we show. So we'll go over here to looks, scroll down, click show. So now when we click the green flag, obviously our instructions show up. We can see all the buttons we need to start our game. When this sprite clicked is actually going to show our instruction block, which we haven't created yet. But what we're going to do here is when the sprite is clicked, we're going to create another broadcast message. So go back to events, scroll down until you see broadcast, drag that up. But we're not going to do broadcast start game. We're actually going to create another one, new message, show instructions. So when this sprite is clicked, show the instructions. And when we build our instruction sprite, we'll have a message received on there to tell us to display. Finally, the last thing we want to do is make sure we hide the instruction button when we start our game. So we're going to grab the block that says when backdrop switches to Arctic. So when we start our game, we jump to the Arctic backdrop. We're going to use that block, and there's lots of different event blocks you can use for different things. This is a great one for something like this. There are other ways to do this, but I just kind of like this way as a nice, smooth, easy way. So we're going to grab the block that says when backdrop switches to Arctic. Again, go to looks. We're going to find our hide, and we're going to go ahead and hide that. If I click on my green flag, everything is all set. When I click start game, everything hides. However, when I go back there, I've got my green flag clicked, I go back to my start menu. When I press instructions, nothing happens. So you can see it's highlighting the broadcast button, but we haven't told the broadcast what to do yet, and that we're going to do right now. We're going to go over here to sprites, we're going to grab paint, and we're going to create a new sprite. We're just going to simply create an instruction block. So I'm going to click on my square here. I do want an outline for my square in black, and I'm going to set my size for my outline to 4 because I want it to be a little thick. And to keep in the theme of my game, I'm going to add some color so the backdrop is a different shade of blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and create my instruction block. And you kind of see it there. That'll give you a rough idea of how big you want it to be. Then you're going to go ahead and grab text, set your text color to whatever you want. I'm going to go to black, click in the block and type, here is where my instructions go. Okay, and now we've got orange, and obviously your instructions would be real instructions, but this is where you'd put them. Then when I click off, you can see they're there. Now I've got my instructions block set and ready to go. So I go to my code, go to events, and then I'm going to grab when message received, show instructions, click looks, go to show, drag it over here. Now, if I click my green flag, because we haven't hit it yet. So everything's there. The problem is we haven't hit it. So in here, we need to also do that. We need to go to events, when green flag clicked, looks, and then hide. A lot of hide and seek in this game today. A lot of show and hide, I guess. So now when I click the green flag, there's my start. Click instructions. But how do I get my instructions to disappear in the game? We haven't actually done that part yet. So now we're going to do events, when this sprite clicked, looks, and then we're going to do another hide. So again, depending on the reason you want to hide it, and then you could actually go in here, do another text, and down here on the bottom, you could type click to close. Take that, move it over here to the corner. And now, again, here's my instructions, blah, 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 click to close. Okay, we'll go back to our code. Our block here says when sprite clicked hide. So now we click our green flag. We've got our start game, which takes us to our game. We've got our instructions, which show our instructions. And then we click them, they close. So again, these are all the blocks you would need. 3 here on the instructions. And that's everything you need to create an instruction block and have it work with your game. So when you go to play your game, there's a clear set of instructions, which again is going to make your game more popular, make people want to play it more, share it with their friends. Hopefully this toolbox has given you the start so you can start building your own games. It was a lot of fun to build for everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the toolbox. If you have anything else you'd like to see, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. Comment below if there is something you would like to see us add to the series. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can keep up on our latest coding and robotics videos.